Hello, soulmates. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you are new to my channel, you are highly welcome. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to cut and sew this beautiful blouse that I'm putting on. So if this is a tutorial you're interested in, don't forget to like this video. Drop a comment for me in the comment section. Like this video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to also subscribe. Without wasting much time, let's get right into this tutorial. So for this tutorial, I made use of 1.5 yards of Ankara fabric, and for the lining too, I have 1.5 yards there. Then I have this big button here, which I later changed to another design. Then I have my press button here. You'll be needing two or one. But I used one, but I would advise you use two. So I will tell you where to use the second one. So now let's go ahead and draft. So we'll be drafting our pattern. So what I have here, the lines I have here is my shoulder line, the bust line. This is the half length. So the half length I'm working with is the half length of the front. Then this is my blouse length. I think it's just about 7 inches below my half length. That's my blouse length. And please note, I'm cutting the back first. So when you are cutting the back, you can use a single paper. You don't need to fold the paper. So I measured my shoulder divided by 2, and for my sleeve I used 5 inches for my sleeve. Then I went down by 1 inch here for the shoulder slope. Then I'll be connecting it towards the shoulder, just as if you want to make a boo boo, because it's a cut together sleeve. So I made this line, then I roll this line downward just like this. So this is where I will measure my sleeve opening when I'm ready to measure it. The next thing I did was to measure my bust divided by 4. So my bust divided by 4 is 8.5. Then I added 1 inch for ease allowance. So I'm measuring 9.5. 8.5 is 34 inches, right? That's my bust. So I added 1 inch. That's why I measured 9.5 there. For the waist also, you measure your waist divided by 4. Then you add ease allowance too. So I used 1, 2 for the waist. So at the hip area too, you measure your hip divided by 4. Then you add your ease allowance. So you connect all these points together, the bust to the waist and the waist to the blouse length. So guys, for the sleeve opening, I think I made use of 8 inches for my sleeve opening. So for the 8 inches, I think I just divided my bicep divided by 2, and I added just 2 inches extra. So my bicep divided by 2 is 6. My bicep is 12, so divided by 2 is 6. Then I added extra 2 inch, so that's 8 inches. So I just connected the line to the bust, to the side measurement I measured earlier. Then I'm using this curve part to connect it together. For the hem of the blouse, I'll just go up by 1 inch, then I will shape it inward. Like I mentioned earlier, this is the back bodice, and for the neckline I'm using 3 inches wideness, and for the depth I'm using 1 inch. Then I will shape my neckline. So this is the back bodice. We'll be using the, you is advisable to cut the back first, then you use the back to shape the front. So guys, let me label this for those that may not hear me at first. This is the back bodies. So now let's go ahead and cut the front bodies. So for the front bodies, if you notice, I have two pattern paper here, and I measured, the line you are seeing here is 3 inches. So I just measured 3 inches space here. So I'll be placing my pattern paper for the back. I'll be placing it after the 3 inches I measured there. So this 3 inches is for the overlapping at the front. So you place your back on it like this. Please ensure that the pattern paper you'll be using for the front is longer than the back with 4.5 inches. So I'll measure the 4.5 inches like this. I'm measuring after the back blouse length. So I measured 4.5 inches. Then I will extend it. I will extend this downward. So this is the 3 inches line I mentioned. So I will extend this line downward to that 4.5 inches. Then I want to shape the front. So for the front, it is an asymmetric hemline. So one is longer than the other. So it's the longer one I'm cutting first. So the longer one is 4.5 inches longer than the back. So this is the I'm shaping the front, the longer part of the front first before I now reshape for the shorter part for the front. So this is how I shape this. So the 4.5, we measure it at the center front edge over there, not at the 3 inches line. At the edge over there, at the end of, at the center front over there, that's where you measure the 4.5 inches. So the next thing I will do now is to cut out the front using the back. As you can see that I still have my back on it. So guys, I've went ahead to cut this out so I can remove the back now. If you notice, my pattern paper is one is shorter than the other, so it's the shorter one I will use for the shorter part of the front. Please, I will advise that you make use of the same length. Why one is shorter is because my pattern paper was not enough, so I now decided to use the shorter one for the shorter part of the front. So for the short area, you go up by 2.5 inches. So 2.5 inches is the difference between the two, as you can see how I'm shaping it and how I'm cutting it. So now this other side, the right is longer than the left with 2.5 inches. So for the neckline now, I'll be measuring 7 inches. This 7 inches is my, let's say, my chest line or the upper bust. My upper bust is actually 6.5, but I just decided to use 7 inches because I want the neckline to be deep. So this is the 7 inches point here. So I will connect it like this. As you can see where I'm connecting it to, don't go and connect it to the end over there oh. Connect it to this 3 inches line here. The next thing you will do now is to connect this line. As you can see, make sure the line is extended towards the end over there. So this is what you will have. This is what you will have now. So you go ahead and cut out neck this neck area. After cutting, this is what you will have. So the one that the longer part will be on top of the shorter one. So this is how it will the blouse looks like. The longer one is on the shorter one. So for the longer one, I want to remove 1 inch here, and I will shape it to this point here. So as you can see, this point here, so I will shape it to that point. I just removed it for the longer one, so I did not bother to remove it for the shorter one because that one will be inside, so it won't even be visible if I remove it. So this is what we have. So the patterns, they are ready. This is what it will look like. So since we are done with the pattern drafting, I'll go ahead and transfer this to the fabric. So guys, this is what I have. So I went ahead to transfer it. So for the side, I added 1.5 inch, but for the other part, I added half inch all round. Half inch all around. So I cut out the fabric and a lining. So for my front, I'm using a cotton lining for the fabric. I'm using the cotton lining to turn it, and I'm not just turning. You will see how I will be doing the turning very soon. So this is what I have for the front. And for my back, because I have extra fabric, I decided to cut two. So one will be for the main fabric and the other one for the lining. Like I have extra, the fabric I have, I think I have excess and I don't want to keep the excess. So I just decided to use it for the lining. So this is what I have. So I have two here. So one is the lining and one is the main body. So I'll decide which one I want to use for the lining and the main bodies. So now the next thing I will be doing now is to pin this. I'll pin the lining because I'm joining them at the shoulder first. So the front, I will join it to the, the front, I'll join it to the back at the shoulder, and I'll also do the same for the main fabric. Please, when you are pinning it, make sure you are pinning the correct one, so that when you want to place the lining and the fabric together, they are the same. So it's not as if you pinned it wrongly. Please check very well before you pin. So guys, after you are done pinning them at the shoulder, the lining and the main fabric, you go ahead and just sew at the shoulder only. You join them at the shoulder only individually. You are joining the lining separate, the main fabric separate. So this is the fabric I'll be using for the belt, and this is quite too long. I will still reduce it. So the wideness of this fabric is 5.5, and for the length you can decide whatsoever you want to use for the length. Like I said, this length is too much, so I'll be reducing it. So after that, you go ahead and sew. So you close up one side and you leave the other side open. So you close it up. After sewing the belt, this is what the belt looks like. I've not ironed it yet, so that's why it's looking like this. So I will iron this later. So guys, this is the lining. As you can see, I've joined them at the shoulder only, and the main fabric also, I joined it at the shoulder only. So I'll be placing it on each other, right side facing each other, right side facing each other. So after placing it on each other like this, you'll go ahead and sew this all around, like you are sewing every part of it. So the only thing is that you will leave an opening somewhere to turn this. So you sew the neckline, you will sew the armhole, you will sew the side, you will sew every part of this, right side facing each other. So after sewing, guys, make sure you notch the curvy side, like the neckline. That's what I'm notching. You also notch the side towards the sleeve area, so make sure you notch that. So now I told you that you should leave an opening somewhere. So the opening I left is on this shorter side of the front. You see this shorter side, that's where I left the opening, and I left it at the center here, like 3 inches space. So that is where I will be using to turn this to the right side. So guys, this is it. After turning it, I will go ahead and iron this properly. After ironing, this is what we have here. As you can see, it is very neat and very fine. Like I said, the opening I left is on the shorter side at the front. So why I left the opening there is because that party there will be inside. So I'll still go ahead and close it up. I will close it up. So now it's time to join the sides together. So I'll flip this to the right wrong side so that I can sew, because this is the right side currently. So I'll flip it to the wrong side so that I can attach the belt to the side before sewing. Please guys, when you are attaching your belt, make sure you place it at the waist area. Place it at the waist area and make sure it is on the same point for the right side and for the left side. So you place it at the waist area just like this. You pin it down so that it doesn't move, so that the position does not move. Then you go ahead and you sew the sides. Guys, after sewing, this is what I have. What I did at this armhole area for it to turn out this well is I notched it a little bit. Please make sure you notch. I forgot to show you the notching. Make sure you notch this, or else it will not turn out this well. This armhole area, this coffee part, it will not turn out this way if you don't notch. Please make sure you notch. So the next thing we want to do now is to fix our press button. So the edge of this overlapping here, as you can see, I'm putting a pin to transfer the point to the other side here. So you will add one press button here. So the press button will be inside and it will be on this. So I will add a press button here, and I will also advise you add a press button to the neckline. You know where the neckline is overlapping, that center. Yes, you add a press button too. I did not add it, but when I wore the blouse, I noticed that part was opening, so you add a press button there. So this is the button I wanted to use initially, but I noticed it was not bold enough, so I decided to change it to this bigger one. So this is the one I will be using. So after fixing the press button, I will place this button on it, so the press button will not be showing here. Like the sewing of the press button will not be showing. I'll just place this button on the press button. So the button is just like for decoration, but there's a press button at the back. Like I mentioned earlier that I use just one press button, but I would advise you add one more. You see this V neck, like the edge of the V neck neckline here. Please add another press button there so that this thing will not be opening when you wear it. So this is the blouse, and the blouse is ready. It came out really nice and beautiful. The excess of the rope by the side is just to snatch the waist. You know, we add excess to this, we add ease allowance to this, so the rope will snatch it for us. So this is what it looks like on me. What do you think, guys? Is this nice? Do you like it? Will you be recreating it? So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye.